Welcome back to the Bone Pony Ranch. I'm Cody, and I'm here with my friends.
Neil.
Steve?
And Shawn.
And whoa, it worked out. We didn't even rehearse it. So today we're doing another game rating and review. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show you the book for the game that we are reviewing. It's Paleomythic by Osprey Games, and it's a fun little D6 role-playing game, and it's set in the Stone and Sorcery category. So similar to like Conan is Sword and Sorcery, this is Stone and Sorcery. So very primal, ancient times, as the name Paleomythic suggests. I found the game to be pretty fun. It's cheap, and everything you need to play the game is essentially in one book, and it's one small size book. And you can pretty much roll up a character and play right then and there without
5-10
so much
minutes.
as really
Yeah.
really reading the whole book. You just have a brief section. And it's great. And we're not sure why they don't want us to show the art or reproduce anything. I mean, we're not trying to make any money off of it. We're just trying to review it.
Yeah.
I think it was a fun game.
Yeah. I would
absolutely.
agree. I thought it was a very simple playing aspect to it, which was amazing because like all these tabletop RPGs are very, complex. I love them. Don't get me wrong. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All of the higher end ones from like Free League, Wizards, even like I did love it in between the whole 3.5 and 5e aspect, which somebody's gonna come out here and hate me, but it was Pathfinder. I thought it was a good in between, but all of those are 50 times more complicated than Paleomythic, and Paleomythic ran just as well as them, at least from my aspect.
Absolutely.
I
mean, I think we've played this obviously. The day we're reviewing a game we haven't played. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is
No,
actually
the day
just
we
funny.
played this, we played for what? 5-6 hours maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think most of us, we went in with a rough idea of what our character was going to be. We rolled the character as we started the game.
Yeah, I think I finished out some of my character stuff as soon as we were starting the game.
So we started the game and went straight in and played for like 5-6 hours.
Yeah.
The thing I really enjoyed about this was that simplicity. Was I don't need to have people that have been playing this game, or I don't have to worry about explaining tons and tons of things to a person to pick up this game. It's a very easy game where it's like, oh, you guys want to play a new game? All right, let's do it this weekend. Our schedules aren't great, so we can't do a lot of Zero, but that's fine because it takes 5 minutes to set up a character and roll it and play that day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could literally just have 4 friends be like, hey, you guys want to play today? Done.
Well, and then like the best part of it was we like went through like you had multiple different challenges for us to figure out. There was like one night, a storm came in, we had to go look for some people. There was like multiple encounters throughout this session, and we completed multiple encounters where if we were picking up a new system and trying to do that same level of gameplay, it would have taken well over 5 to 6 hours. Like,
it would have been like one interaction, one encounter, and that would have been
it.
Because
Yeah,
we're learning
you guys were able to play quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a very simple system, and it's like I'm somebody that's a big fan of like I like a game that has a lot of minutia in it for like stats and stuff, and this game is not that, but I still think that this is great because it's a game that you can just pick up and play, and that's really great too. Like you don't need to know every single little detail about everything. It's like you have like very basic characters, but they like serve a role and they work really well, and it's great. And it's very simple to make a character. And the characters are pretty squishy too. So if a character dies, you can roll up another one in 5 minutes.
Yep, that's the way it's meant to be.
That's one of the big strengths of this game. Is it's like it's very quick. It's fun. Your characters are just strong enough to be able to perform, and if you need to make a new one, you can make a new one very fast. So it's
and that's something that I've enjoyed from. They kind of I wouldn't say that they copied it, but it's similar to as like Chaosium does with the Call of Cthulhu anymore, where
Yeah.
like your character is really not this magical, like
Yeah.
impervious, invincible
Exactly.
being.
Yeah.
You're just a human, and this game is very good for this game is very good for that because like if you have a tool, right? You get an extra die to your roll.
Sure.
If you have a tool that is specific to something that you're trying to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've taken an injury, like you twisted your ankle or you broke a finger while trying to, climb up a tree or something, now you're losing a die because
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah.
And that's how this
And
character ended up
there's
with no die.
no
Yeah,
right, but then there's no real like character sheet. There's no real like there's not a lot of stuff for you to keep track of. Like it's pretty much
you can keep it on a
your
big index
if you
card.
have a
really.
tool, yeah. If you have a weapon, yeah. And some people have different abilities. They have different things they can do. There is some magic to it. There's
Yeah.
people that can be more of like a witch doctor. There's people that can be more of like a chief. There's people that can be more like a hunter.
Yeah, because they even did a very simplistic leadership aspect to it. Because I played as the chief for our group, and we had a small tribe, and I had followers from that. Besides, like everybody else who I was playing with, all the other player characters, and they were super simple to run. You know what I mean? It like everything else. Like if you talk about Dungeons and Dragons, the leadership aspect of that to try and have followers was the most convoluted, convex thing you could try and find. You know?
I mean, like, that just
I think
speaks further to the simplicity of the system and
Yeah.
like, the
Exactly.
fact the fact that like the people are as like easy to injure and stuff also, and the simplicity of the game is also kind of like related to the setting of being this like prehistoric like land that has like dinosaurs and all kinds of crazy stuff that's like it's very dangerous and way more powerful than the people that you're playing as.
Yeah.
And like and like the forces that you could command as magic to control your area a little bit is very basic and simple. Like you don't have like a million spells, you have like one or two, and it's like based around like a certain role that you play in the tribe. And it's like it's very, very simple, it's very basic, and it's really cool that they were able to sort of develop that based on that setting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's part of what made it enjoyable for playing the character that I played was just the fact that he was very squishy. He was probably gonna die. I'm surprised he didn't.
Oh, I'm surprised mine didn't.
I'm surprised
Mine
a
was
lot
even
of people
squishier.
die.
For reference, my character was feral, and he was a feral.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was of the feral clan.
Right.
But he essentially was for the tribe. Everything was for the tribe, and he put his body out on the line more than once. But that was I don't know, just that was what made it enjoyable, was just
Oh yeah, it was.
Well, it's kind of cool too, like to piggyback off of the whole like being like a squishy and like being in that environment where there's like there's dinosaurs and there's all those other things that can like cause trouble for you. But that was part of the fun I had with like basically just sandboxing it. I didn't make a big map. I didn't tell you the whole history of the world or anything. I said, you guys live on this mountain. You know of a tribe that lives to the north of you. You know of a tribe that lives to the south of you. And then you know that there's people on the other side of the river. And that was it. And you guys had this sandbox. And it was like super fun to just watch you guys like go out there and be like, oh, there's a fire coming from the north, and like breathing in the ash and dealing with that. And then worrying about, are we going to have to move our people from this fire? Because where do we go?
Yeah.
And it was just fun to like, I don't know. It's kind of like what we were saying in our podcast before about the environment becomes like a player, or it becomes like a character.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's kind of how this was for me. It was like
that fire
it was
in
fun
the
to
north,
do that.
Yeah, that fire in the north was 100% one of like a character of its own. And I think it was also like one of my favorite aspects of it is because like everybody thinks fantasy setting, you think like medieval style fantasy, and this was a completely different, like, at least for me, I had a completely different like thought pattern for it, because here I am in this age. It was the aspect of, has my character ever seen a fire rip down does he know the dangers of fire? Like, yes,
Yeah.
we have it, we have campfires of it, we know it spreads easily, but like, if there was a fire breathing down the mountain, would I know what it is? Would I think it's something magical? Would I think it's something, if my character was like of a god following situation? Would he think it's, oh, this is the god? You know what I mean? Like, so it added that flavor to it, which was awesome.
Yeah.
like even coming from the people from the south that we had to fight, the
toad
frogmen,
people.
like even
Yeah.
that, like that was weird, and you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
wouldn't have been something like in a medieval fantasy setting.
Yeah, it was a really interesting setting. It
Absolutely.
was really unique.
So I think that was like one of the cool parts of the overall game of Paleomythic, is the age that you are in. Like, yes, there is still like the witch doctor-esque sorcery of it, and then but your tools are still basic, your armor's basic. Like, that was really cool.
Yeah, nobody's rocking a full plate armor and a broadsword. Like you might have a spear, you may have a club,
You may
I
have.
think you had a.
you might
I
have
had a
clothing.
shield. I had a bone shield.
I'd say
Right.
Neil had a shield. My character's armor was a hood
Yeah.
and a loincloth,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I had a rock.
I don't even think
Yeah.
I had a weapon, or I might have had like a staff. I think I had a staff. So
Yeah,
as a
'cause
caster.
I had the most weapons out of all of us, because I had a bone shield and a spear, and I think
Yeah.
a knife, a bone knife
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, I think I had like a bone staff. And
Yeah.
I think I just used my bare hands to rip apart frog people.
You did.
I'm pretty
You
sure.
did.
You did
No,
do
you,
that.
you did do that.
Several.
Yeah.
You did do
There's
that.
multiples.
I roadhoused a couple frogs.
Roadhouse.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
He
Pull the
was-
Swayze on him.
He was out
Yeah.
there. He was a feral Patrick Swayze. But
Which
he
is
did it.
I
I've
support
been
that.
referred to as
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least half of the
Patrick
people
Swayze
here.
if he was a bear.
At least half of
Yeah.
the people here have been referred to as Patrick Swayze at some point in their life.
I assume
Yeah.
the other one is
Yeah,
Steve.
settle down, right? Well, all right. Let's give this bad boy a rating. So this is the hard part. This is all over but the crying.
This is out of 100
Paleomythic.
stars, right?
Out of 5 bone ponies, which is the perfect score.
Yeah, that is actually the perfect unit of measurement, is a bone pony.
A bone
Is a
pony.
bone
Okay.
pony.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, we got the EU. They're going to convert over soon.
Yeah. We
Right.
talked to that.
The states is still not. Really.
They don't understand true measurement.
It makes sense.
So,
It makes sense. There's no
Yeah.
unit of measurement better than the bone pony.
yes, it works for
So
For every
distance, weight,
Exactly. Mass.
time.
I'm giving it a 3.5.
Ooh, 3.5.
Giving it a 3.5 because I think it's a good game. I think its accessibility is awesome because you can get in there and you can play it really quick. But the reasons I'm going to vote it down, I don't think they've done. I think they could do more. I think they can expand more. There could be more add-ons to the game because they have something really, really cool. And I don't know why there's this there's not a lot of effort going into it forward, and there's like I said before, we can't even show you the book because of the legal reasons that are written inside of the book.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I really think people would enjoy this game, and I think it could be bigger than it would be. So I'm giving it a 3.5.
Gotcha. You bring a lot of aspects to it. My biggest worry is, and I would not know unless we played it more, is I don't know how good of a longevity this game is. Is it a game that I come to the table, play one session, wait another couple months, then come back? Am I constantly doing one shots with it? Am I doing maybe a 3-part session? I don't think there's any way that we could play.
I don't think it has the legs to do a full campaign, like a 20 level campaign.
You're not doing a
Yeah.
1 to 20. I
and
think
it's
at
not
a
really
certain
even-
aspect.
It's not even really designed for that. Like I said, like it's easy to make new characters. I think that's part of the design of it. Is it's not meant to be a 1 to 20 campaign. I think it's meant to be like you're going to be making new characters over and over. type of deal.
Steve, this
Agreed.
is my aspect of the review.
This is
Okay.
my turn reading it.
Okay.
No, that's a good point. It's a good point.
Adding to your point. I'm sorry.
No.
Forgive me for adding to your point.
But anyway, so I think Cody, you make a really good point for why it's a 3.5 bone ponies, and I believe it's that longevity. It's that it doesn't have that aspect. You're not gonna play a full campaign through it. You're gonna play maybe a couple one-shot nights here or there, and you're gonna go out. But with that said, maybe your campaign's hitting a point where it's a little rough. This is that point for it. You can have your same group. We're just gonna run through this. We're just gonna do this as a breakup night, and then we're gonna go back and do it another night. So I'm gonna give it. I think I was debating between a 4 because I like how easy it is, but then I had to think, well, let me compare this to other systems because that's what we do here, and I'm actually gonna go with a 3 because I'm not gonna give it that benefit of the 3.5 that it has the capability to go further. If they go further with it, I would gladly change my score. I would gladly give it something to a 3.5, close to a 4, because it hits that niche of simplicity. But when I have to compare it to other things like Dungeons and Dragons, Symbaroum, the One Ring, which the One Ring we've played, it's a beta that we're playing that we I was able to get into and we're able to play from it. All of that hits higher than that. It's a good system. It's great. But I'm gonna have to go with a 3.
Hot take, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like you guys make really good points. I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I agree with everything that you're saying. Actually, I would rank it a little bit higher because, while it is not there for that longevity and it isn't really like, it's not really a it's an interesting world, but it's not really like a world that I'm like particularly like invested in. Like I like the high fantasy stuff more than like, oh, it's the dinosaurs with some magical elements and stuff. For what it is, for what the game is going for, I think it's not the longevity. It's for these shorter plays. It's for playing a character that you're not really good. It's for playing this system more than playing as a character. You're not meant to really develop a character out of this. It's more to like explore these mechanics, explore different characters that utilize these mechanics.
Yeah.
And the mechanics in it are very simple, but they're very good. They work well for what the system is and what the system wants to do, and they help make like the simple characters that you have work. And for that, I would probably say somewhere between like a 3.5 or a 4.
You gotta give me a solid number.
I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4 then. I'll give it a 4 because it's not a perfect game. It's not great for a longer play, but for what it does it very well.
Yes. All right. I see where you're coming from. All
I
right.
respect your point, sir.
Well, thank you.
All right, Shawn.
So
It's all up to you. Shawn.
Yeah, we are. There's a 3 on the table. There's a 3.5, and there's a 4. You could either throw something completely in a mix and give it a completely different number, or you could decide which tabletop totality member is correct.
Is this game ascending or is it falling into the burning pit of hell?
I mean, you guys knowing me should know that I'm automatically just going to throw a monkey wrench in it.
Yes. Oh, I know.
So I think I have to agree with Steve's point on it's not necessarily there for it to be a game of longevity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's meant to be a game where you have a character that you grow and grow to level 20 like if you were playing other tabletop games. I think it's meant to be explore the mechanics, explore the world that they have established. It's not there for you to have a character grow for 20 levels. I think it's there for that's the nice thing about it, is that you could pick it up, play it 3-4 sessions. I mean, we've all been there where we've had our long-term campaign hit a bumpy patch where people can't all make a session, or we have issues where we can't get together.
Actual playing,
Yeah,
exactly. Or we've had sessions where we've had I think our first year in our homebrew campaign, we had like a 6-month gap where people couldn't play on the day we wanted to because of either work or other things.
Mhm.
And that's where we started a side campaign. I think that's what this is for. I think this fits that perfectly, where you take a handful of people, you run a couple games just to fill that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
And I would love to just have the world as an option for us as players. Just I'm gonna make a character, he's gonna die. I know he's gonna die.
Mhm.
Build him a different one, try all these, because there's a lot of options in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's very simple, but there's so many options, I feel.
that's one of the things I do really enjoy about the Cthulhu thing is that you kind of have the same feel where it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it. I'm probably not gonna make it. Like, eventually, I'm gonna fight something that's gonna take me out. So
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna have fun with the character I have, and then when that happens, I'll make a new one. I make it quickly. You know.
Exactly.
Now I think Cthulhu is obviously more fleshed out and more
yeah.
thought out, and also more complicated, more complex than this Paleomythic game.
Sure.
But I mean, this game is very bare bones. You just need some D6s to play. You need
That
the
was
one
it.
book.
Yeah.
There's not even. I don't even think there's a map of the world really.
No.
Like you can just kind of come up with your own thing.
Cody
And
actually
it's
spilled his
affordable.
coffee, and that was the map.
That was the map, yeah. But yeah, and
Oh.
it's affordable. You know, it's almost like half the price of a D&D book,
Well,
and it's it's a good game.
I mean, even like just with the fact that it's half the price, it's one book.
Yeah. It's
I don't need to go out and buy
multiple
7 books.
Yeah.
I don't need a Dungeon Master Guide and a Player's Handbook
I
and
don't
Monster
need
Manual.
365 dice to use on different
Exactly.
days of the year.
I mean, in reality, you could just have a D6 and play this.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
So with that, based off of the simplicity, the pickup and playability, the fact that I'm a fan that it's short and you can just put it in somewhere to fill time.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to give it a 4.
All right. Whew. It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So just a review for everybody at home. If you want to pay attention to single scores, Cody here, he rated a 3.5 for it. I rated it a 3. I'm a hard ass. Steve is a 4, and then Shawn here went with a 4. Going to an average score of a 3.625. So that's what we're going to rate this with. Paleomythic is a 3.625.
2.5 Bone Pony out of 5.
Bone
Sure.
Pony out of 5. And I think that's a really great place for it to sit, honestly. I gave it a hard score, but I everybody's points made sense. I mean, I just look at it on the whole scale. And it's good. So that's my 3.
Yeah, I think we touched on it. It's affordable. It's easy to play. It's fast. You can sit there without really delving too much into it or really spending a lot of time and get a fun game out of it or a couple games out of it. But it's certainly something that I couldn't see myself like playing it over and over and over again, like every Friday night. I don't
Absolutely.
think it would. I think it just doesn't have the legs or the staying power like another game like D&D or something.
Absolutely. Like I said, I think it fills that niche spot of like,
Oh yeah.
I want something quick that I can play for a handful of time.
If you want something to play this Friday night, or you know what I mean, pick up Paleomythic. No matter
Or half
who
your
is
party
there.
doesn't show up randomly, right? There's a problem. Half your group doesn't show up or whatever. You can still play something with your friends and
Absolutely.
not feel guilty.
Yeah, you're not continuing through the story or anything like that. So I think everybody here from Tabletop Totality will tell you, go pick up Paleomythic. Give it a shot with your friends. You'll
Absolutely.
enjoy it. It'll be one of those games you'll occasionally go back to. Be like, hey guys, remember when we were fighting those dinosaurs? And like Jimmy over there, he got completely eaten by raptors.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll be like, yeah, let's play this again.
Yes.
Yeah, let's play that again. Yeah.
So,
I think we'll definitely probably whip it out again for game day.
Yeah,
in
game day.
November,
That'd be a good idea.
because that'll definitely eat up a few hours and it'll be fun.
Yeah. So we'll just abbreviate it to a 3.6 Bone Ponies. I said abbreviate it. Thank you very much. We're using what is it? It's damn, you're a scientist. You should know what I'm trying
What are
to
we
say
using,
here.
Neil? What are we using?
You should know what I'm trying to say here.
Are you trying to say we're using
Ponies are
significant
measured
figures?
in Kelvin.
No,
So.
that's what I'm not doing. What did you just say to me?
Kelvin.
No,
I believe
not the
Cody was
Calvin.
correct.
I know
It's
what
Kelvin.
Calvin is.
It's Kelvin. Did you say Calvin?
Yeah, he's part of a comic book, Calvin and Hobbes.
Calvin and Hobbes.
But anyway, here, folks,
We give it
3.6.
one Calvin and Hobbes
Yeah.
out of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Out of 3.6.
Out of 2, I don't know. But 3.6 Bone Pony rating for Paleomythic. Go pick it up. You could pretty much find it anywhere. If you search hard enough. We will put
Osprey
a link.
Games. We'll link it.
We'll put a link down in the stables below, and thank you for showing up to our game rating and review. Shawn, thank you for coming in. Thank you for playing it with us as well.
Yeah,
you.
yeah, for sure.
And we'll make sure to bring more people on who've played the games that we've played through all of our live streams and things of that nature.
Yep.
All six
And
of,
we're gonna-
all 6 of your friends.
Yes, and we're just gonna keep rotating them to show you how small our circle is.
That's it.
How sad our lives are.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 2 episodes.
But we are going to continue this series for sure, because we're going to be playing games all the time for Extra Life, raising money. So, and plus we just love playing board games. So,
Anything tabletop related, man.
As we play them, we're going to rate and review them, and then hopefully you guys can pick them up and enjoy them too.
Yeah.
So,
thank you for coming out. Adios.
Peace
Bone
out.
Ponies.
Ranch up.